Great, guys. So
All right,
tonight's
y'all.
topic.
Yes, tonight's topic.
Tonight's topic.
Okay, we are talking about Dell and is it Sonya?
I think so. I think it's Dell and Sonya Curry.
Okay, I don't really follow them like that, but Dell and Sonya Curry divorcing.
Yes.
Okay, and you know, a lot of people saw them cheering for their son in the crowd. I mean, I always thought so. I'm a little sad too, Primo,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
honestly, I am. Because when I would see them in the crowd, man, they would be laughing together, high fiving, she jumping on him when stuff goes, So you see this great friendship too. So it's not just like you're seeing this couple together dating
Okay,
or,
well, hold on.
married but dating.
Don't go into it yet. We want to tell everybody what actually happened.
Okay, let's
because,
tell them what
like
happened.
Jeremiah said, he doesn't even know what happened. He saw a thumbnail a few hours ago, and so he doesn't even really know what's happening.
Okay, so
How long were Sonya? First of all, who are Sonya and Dell Curry?
this is Steph Curry's mom and dad.
Exactly.
And, well, don't leave out
Don't leave out
Don't leave
Seth
out
as
Seth,
well.
but I
Steph
don't think-
and Seth both are in the
I don't think
NBA.
people really
Seth is,
know Seth like that.
yeah, but they know Steph more
They do
because
know
he's
Steph
won
more.
championships
Right.
and all that kind of stuff.
No, Seth is good.
And they know Aisha
Yes.
Curry,
Yes.
Steph Curry's wife,
Right.
and all that.
And
So Dell Curry also played in the NBA. He used to play
He
for
did.
the back then the Charlotte Hornets. He was on the team with Grandmama and what's this little short dude's name? Muggsy Bogues.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, and Alonzo Mourning. They had Dell Curry coming off the bench. I think he was a sixth man. He may have been a starter, but he was absolutely wet. He would come off of picks and make threes all the time.
Yeah,
he
so
was
they were
a very
talking
good
about
basketball
how
player. He was a good role player.
He did not play any defense.
That
and
is true.
that he didn't dunk or nothing, but he was always making threes.
Always.
So we see where Steph.
You see where Steph got it. Yeah,
Exactly.
Steph and
We
Seth.
see where
They
Steph
both got
and
it, honestly.
Seth too. Exactly. You
Yeah.
see where they got it from. So the dad was an NBA player, and it was known by the family.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a known thing by the family that he cheated on Sonya
Okay.
multiple times.
Okay.
And
So it
that's
sounds
not-
like
that's
he had a
actually-
normal what you
It's-
think of as a stereotypical
exactly.
NBA.
That's right. And I
sort
was
of
gonna
I'm
say,
famous.
It's
There's
sad,
groupies.
but the reality is when I hear they're in the NBA and they're married, I'm thinking they probably cheat.
Right. That's what I usually think too.
It's sad, but it's true. Now, I will say I don't believe that LeBron is in that number.
You're just assuming that, but I hope not.
don't.
I hope you're right.
I love that he's a family man, and
That's a
he's
different subject for
I
another
know
night.
it is. It is. I'm hoping that he does not.
Good evening, Lady R and
Okay.
Raul, and good evening, Valerie.
Yes.
Good to see you
evening,
guys. Anyway, so Steph, Dell and Sonya Curry were married for 33 years.
33 years.
And
Yes.
what we saw the headlines say this week is that they have filed for divorce after 33 years of marriage. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to just tell you right away, just like Primo just said. I'm going to admit that when I saw the headline, the first thing I felt, it was visceral. I wasn't trying to feel it. It just automatically, I felt sad.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I
really?
know. I dropped a little bit. Something dropped. I was like, dog.
And my reason for that is because I have a perception of their relationship
Yeah.
that they have a good relationship. Now, I don't have any reason to say that. I see them for 5 seconds in a basketball
Right.
game. When you add up the seconds that they put them on the screen, it probably is a total of 5 seconds.
Yes, but like we
Maybe
do with
10.
everybody who's on TV or whatever, famous, whatever, what we do is we have to, not we have to, but we see them in this light. And then we come up with more and more things about who they are in our minds when they could not be like that at all.
So you're
For
saying
instance, let me
we
give you
create a
an example.
narrative for these people?
I love that. We create a narrative. And we do.
Yeah.
So for example, I really thought Ellen DeGeneres was nice.
I did too.
Like when I really thought she was just
I just assumed she's a really nice person. Listen,
Fun
her slogan at the
and-
end is like treat people well or something like that,
Yeah.
or love people. I can't remember
and
exactly what
then
she
to find
says.
out that she is treating her workers like crud.
Yeah. By the way,
mean-
any chimes, do you know what Ellen DeGeneres' sign off is? At the end of her show, she tells you to do something.
Yeah, you know you can ask the
like
chimes,
Bob
you know you
Barker.
gonna-
Bob
Yeah.
Barker tells you to have your pet spayed and neutered. At the end, well, used to. He's not alive anymore. But at the end of Ellen's show, she says something to the effect. That's it. Thank you, Jeremiah. Be kind to everyone.
Right.
That's what she says.
So
be kind to everyone. So
and
you
I-
just assume
look,
she must be kind.
And my thing is this. My thing is this. She said it's not true, of course. But I'm saying.
What do you mean? She says it's not true that she treats her.
Right.
But everybody that worked for her says she's
That's my point. I'm saying these people are saying that, so something's not right.
Everybody's agreeing.
So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, when you are in that light, I'm going to create, like you said, a narrative.
Yes.
And I did that with them.
I did too.
felt like they were friends,
I
not
did too.
just.
I did too. It
You
seemed
know
like
what
they
I'm
go
saying? Not
home,
just
they talk
husband,
about how
wife.
proud of their kids they are. They're so excited and happy.
Exactly.
They seem like they listen to music together. They just be kicking it. Now I'm like, all that is in shambles. I don't know if any of that's true.
Right.
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
like, were they then getting in the car and not even speaking to each other? Like,
Right.
what was happening?
I have no
Because,
idea. Yeah.
I mean, if it was known that he cheated on her multiple times, ain't no way they getting in the car.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm just
They're not talking to
saying.
each other. By the way,
I
Kim
don't
said
know.
it's actually be kind to one another.
Okay.
Okay. Well, either way.
Okay.
That's the point. It says something to do with being kind. We know
Yes.
that. You know what I'm saying?
So, okay. So anyway, it is said that, like I said, the family knew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this one guy, he was like, the public perception don't never match.
that's how
he was talking. He was like, the public perception don't never match the reality. That's what he was saying. And let's think about that. It does it. You know, have we been disappointed like this before?
Okay. So let me just ask this question. This is before we ask them the real questions. We have real questions for tonight. All right. So I would like to believe that there are some genuine people out there, and that
What you see is what you get.
I would like to believe there's somebody like that.
But let's think about it, though. Think about it.
And I thought
Should
they were- I
but
thought they were-
John, should you really go to the basketball game and show that you don't like each other? I'm saying.
Right. Of course
you
not.
know what I'm
Of course
saying?
not. Of course not. You don't
So
put on your
it-
best face. There's
so
nothing wrong with
you can't
that.
say, being real or whatever you just said. You know what I mean?
Okay, what I'm saying is he just said the public perception never matches the reality. And what I'm saying is it seems like there are some people for whom the public perception does match the reality. And I don't know
Who?
why. Like Denzel. Like I feel
That's
like
what you think.
Okay, I'm saying
I'm
I
just
hope.
saying. Well,
That's what I
ano-
hope.
That's another one.
I hope
If
Denzel
oh my goodness.
I hope his public perception and him and his wife is what it really looks
Well,
like.
he speaks about it. Like he's
Of course,
open with
I
his.
know.
Yes.
But
so
what I'm saying is, if this guy's
that's a little
statement is
bit
true,
different.
then I'm saying if it never matches the reality, then that means Denzel's a dirty dog.
No,
and I
he's
can't
not.
believe
Don't
that.
you dare even say that.
Exactly. See how you get? That's my point.
Denzel is the one. He is the one and only who's going to
There's
be
more. There's
faithful to his
more that I
wife.
feel like are like that. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Kim said just like Facebook. And you're right, Kim.
Yeah.
Just like Facebook. It's like you're going to put your best out there. You're not going to show what's really happening at the house.
And I get that. But I guess
and should you?
Right.
And I guess some people, and I've gotten frustrated with Facebook or social media for this reason.
Right.
Should you put out what's really happening?
Right.
Because some people don't like that. Okay, you putting all this stuff, acting like you have this great life when I really know what's going on with you. Should you put the negative stuff too? But then when you do that, people say you telling too much of your business. You all on here
You
telling
can't
your
win.
business.
You
You can't
can't win.
win.
That's true.
You can't win.
But that's not really the subject.
No, it's
okay,
not.
so let me
Okay.
ask you the first question. Because here's my first question.
Okay.
I want to know, do you think it's okay, having said all we said so far,
Yeah.
do you think it's okay for us to look at other human beings that are couples? Should we look to them for inspiration? Inspiration on things like marriage and stuff like that.
Of course.
Is it okay?
I do think
You
it's
think it's
okay.
okay?
But I think you have to do that knowing that they're human.
Okay.
I mean, seriously.
So you're saying it's okay, but it needs to be done at a certain level, like not where you
Yeah,
give
I
them,
mean-
I don't know, like where you give them so much credit that if they were to stumble and fall, you would lose your faith in everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's too much.
Okay.
That's putting them on a pedestal. That's
Right.
way too much.
Right.
But I do think I think sometimes you can't help but be inspired by certain people. I mean, like Denzel and his wife. Like
Correct.
I so love them.
Right.
And so
But I kind of felt
Michelle and Barack.
yes.
Come on now.
Right. I
You know,
agree.
we will all be dead if they get divorced. Everyone will die. You know that. Everyone will just die. Because I'm going to tell you,
There is a circumstance.
I do
listen,
have them a little higher
listen to
than
me.
even Denzel now.
There is a circumstance under which they could get divorced and I would not die.
What's that?
But it can't be for cheating.
Okay, what would it have to
Let's say one day Michelle wakes up and says, "You know what, Barack? I really love you, but I'm tired of being your shadow." I'd be okay with that. I would say, you know
would
what,
not be
girl,
okay with
live
that.
your life.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I-
All I'm saying
what?
is, I wouldn't die.
No, I would
wouldn't die.
Let me tell you why I would die.
I will die of natural causes. If Barack, I would die of a heart attack. If Barack
Yes.
or Michelle cheats on the other one, that's why they.
I would definitely die.
Everybody would die.
Exactly. Everybody will die. Okay. Now, if in your situation, I think I would die even more if that happened because I feel like Michelle is such a supportive wife. Like
I
that
agree.
has been her thing that she has supported him all this time.
That's true.
Like I'm sorry, that's
true.
That's taking it too far.
Okay, Anna says you are never fully aware of all the details of anyone else's relationship, even if the relationship they have is with someone you know. Okay, so you're right, Anna. That is true. But here's the question I'm asking though, because I think that's two different things. I want to know if anybody in the chimes thinks we should just stop looking at couples for inspiration. Like here's what I'm
because we keep getting disappointed.
Yes, here's what I'm really asking. Because here's what I want to know. In that moment that I saw that news clip and saw the headline, in that moment, just for a second, it's like a little bit of cynicism about marriage tried to creep in.
What?
Just for a second.
Kinda
Not for real, but kind of like.
Kind of like,
oh,
man,
another one.
nobody,
You know what? Can't nobody stay married.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So
I see
it
what
makes
you're saying. I see
makes
what
me
you're
want to say, man, we can't look at none of these couples now.
Right.
Like we can't look at none of them for inspiration.
Because you be following them for 33 years.
Yep. Yep.
You
and be
know,
like, oh man, they
and
dope.
then-
I love them.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
so great.
and then
And what a
it's
great
like-
relationship they have. And
What?
so I'm
But
saying
I don't think it's fair to them.
I don't either.
I don't think it's fair to them because
I don't either.
I feel like they should be able to make. I mean, look, if he cheating on you, and then you over there cheating on him, according to him, she
Right.
cheating.
Right.
Right. She admitted she's dating somebody right now. And she's not admitting that she's living with him because she
She'll
gonna-
lose
that
alimony.
alimony is gonna get jacked. That alimony gonna be jacked if you say you living with what's his name? What's his
Right.
name?
What is his name? You said Steve
Steven
something.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you living with Steven, you know you ain't getting no money. So
Aaron Brooks said they didn't ask for that. And Keisha said you ain't never lied about Michelle and Barack. Okay, so
Exactly.
here's what I'm asking though, guys. I'm saying, real talk. When a couple like them, and I actually don't know if that couple is someone that you guys thought of as a good couple. Like, did you think of the Currys as
But I
having a
don't
good
think
relationship?
if you're not really following basketball like that, you probably don't even know who they are. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I took away the ticker, Jessica. We talking about Dell and Sonya Curry. We talking about Steph Curry's parents.
I feel like
they're
if
getting
you are
divorced after
not-
33 years of marriage.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
We had the ticker on there for a long time, but I took it away.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to give you I'll keep it up for a while.
I just feel like if you're not watching, if you're not in watching sports like that, how would you know them?
You wouldn't know.
Because they're not. That's where I see them.
Right.
That's why I've experienced them and came up with my own
During the finals.
Came with my own narrative.
Yes. They're such
Okay.
a nice couple.
They're such
They
a
must
nice
love each
couple.
other.
They're so
good together.
friends.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, guys, they met at Virginia Tech. It's not like she was a groupie and he married her when he was in the NBA.
Right.
Like
Now-
they met in college.
Now, hold on, though. In college, he was already nice at basketball. And in fact, hold
That's
on.
true.
At
That's
Virginia
true.
Tech,
That
he
is
was
true.
better there than he was when he was in the NBA. So she already knew. Meaning
Yeah.
he was head and shoulders above his teammates at Virginia Tech. Whereas when he got to the
I
NBA,
get
he was
it,
more of a role player.
But he
so
didn't have no money or nothing, is what
that's
I'm
true.
saying.
But you automatically know. And I'm not saying that
Not-
their relationship was based on groupie,
No, I mean,
whatever.
think
I'm not
about
saying
it. They're
that.
not. They have 3 beautiful, talented children.
They do.
They stayed together. Matter of fact, they stayed together for the kids.
Right.
They said
That's what they
she
said?
basically said that.
But their kids have been out of the house so long. Why'd they go so much longer than the time?
Well, I don't know if that's totally true, so let me not say that. But but babe, we can almost assume that.
You're welcome, Jessica.
Because she said that he was cheating on her while he was in the NBA. So
Right.
she's known for years
Yes.
that he's
Yeah.
been cheating.
Yeah.
So I'm saying most people, most of the time when something like that happens, they staying for the kids.
So here's a good point.
Especially when it's multiple affairs.
You're
or
right.
you staying for the money.
You're right.
Either way you staying for something.
Yes. So Lady R and Raul J said, I was disappointed with Jordan, even though I never saw him and his wife in public. She's talking about when she found out that
Talking about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan and Juanita Jordan got divorced.
I was
That's years
actually
ago.
disappointed in
I was
that,
too.
too. I was
I
very
was too.
disappointed.
That was a big deal to me. So I guess what I'm asking is, what does
Wait,
that
didn't
do to
Cookie
you?
and Johnson?
No, Cookie and Magic's still together.
Okay, because I
Oh,
love
yeah.
me some Cookie
Oh,
and
me
Magic.
too. Yeah, they're still together.
Okay, just making
And
sure.
I'm saying, and see, that's another example, right? We already know because Magic basically
We know he
admitted
cheated.
all the things that he did, which got him contracted the HIV virus. We know,
Right.
we understand that.
HIV virus.
That's what
I know you
everybody
didn't
calls
say
it.
that.
That's what everybody calls it. They say the
HIV
HIV virus.
virus?
Even the
That's
HIV
like saying
virus.
the SAT test. You can't do that, babe.
That's what people say.
Okay.
The point is, everybody knows that Cookie stayed with him even after that. And so what you look at that and you say, wow, there's a model relationship. That's how you think in that situation. And sometimes, at least for me, I need to be able to see examples of good marriages. That encourages me. That helps me to feel like, especially when I know there are issues in the relationship and they're still able to work together and have a good time and love each other and all that kind of stuff, even though everything's not perfect. I love that. I feel like that's what we need to help us to be able to continue, if we're in a relationship, to want to stay encouraged. But I know there has to be a thin line somewhere, because what happens if I put too much of my confidence in them? Should I just be like, no, I'm not doing it at all. I'm not looking at no marriages no more? Or should I just be like, okay, I got to make sure that I temper my expectations when it comes to people?
I think you should temper, but I do believe there are people. I've heard people say that. Like, I'm looking at all these things. I don't even want that. I've heard so many of my single friends say that. That they do not want to be. Matter of fact, when we went to Atlanta, one of my friends we were hanging out with, she said that.
So she don't want to be married because she's looking at all these
this stuff is
crazy
going
marriages
on.
that are happening.
But Keisha makes a good point. She said maybe we should just be inspired by the good and learn from the bad. I think that's a good way to think about it, because it's true. So you can look at these marriages, you can learn from them, but also you can say, I know if folk be cheating, that's what's gonna happen. So you know what I'm saying? I don't need to be doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean. So I wanted to say, Lady R, yes, I am a NBA follower. I mean, I like basketball.
She is. April's
Yeah.
into all that. Yeah. By the way, Jessica's already Team John. I agree with John.
Wow. Let me
Okay.
see if I can find a team. Kim, I know Kim.
Ain't no Team April's yet.
My
So
sister is a Team April
there's
all
a
the
big
time.
comment by Anna we want to read right after we come back from this break.
Okay.
We actually want to talk to you guys a little bit about something that has to do with this, because I think infidelity and cheating impacts your intimacy majorly.
man.
And we have
Of
this
course.
thing coming
Let me
up.
move over so I can get in my spot.
Yeah, we have our Fire Up Your Sex Life. You can register at sexlife.justjonapril.com. It is a free live event happening on Monday, August 30th at 8 p.m. April and I together, we will be there, and we're going to show you, we're going to be talking about the 3 intimacy killers. There are 3 things that we believe are like the top 3 intimacy killers, and we want to tell you about those and really help you to overcome those things. So register today.
If you came to the first Fire Up Your Sex Life, this is going to be something new. This is going to be new information. So this is definitely part 2. So you can still come, even though you came to the first one. You can still come to the second.
And if you didn't come to the first one, you won't miss anything. You can come to the second
That's
one.
right.
It don't matter.
It
You know
don't
what I'm saying?
matter.
The point is come.
Yes.
Register right now. Sexlife.justdowninapril.com. Monday, August 30th at 8 p.m. That thing is coming up soon.
Yes,
So
and then
this
you'll
is coming
join
Monday.
our private
Facebook
Couple
group.
Goals Facebook group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Look at that.
then that's where you can watch
Kim
it.
is already Team AP. Yes.
Oh my goodness, man.
All right,
You're
so
hilarious.
what is Anna
okay.
talking about?
Here's Anna's comment that we want to put up on the screen and read.
Okay.
We should look to them for inspiration for the things we want to see in our own life, but with the knowledge it might not be authentic. Don't look to it as a comparison to what you have. Know those people are moving their dirty laundry out of the background of their IG posts of their kids too. It might be pricier laundry with more expensive price tags and laundering needs. It might be suits instead of yoga pants, and they might be hiding it for different reasons than you. But eventually, everyone's dirty laundry piles up. That's a good point. So what you're really saying there, Anna, is it's okay for us to look for inspiration, but don't compare, and then don't have so much into that person's relationship that all of a sudden, if they were to fall and have some kind of issue, that we would end up losing our relationship over it. We can't put that much stock in their relationship.
Or even the idea that, or begin saying stuff like, I'm never getting married.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that, to me, that's a little too far.
Right. Losing
too
all
far.
faith in marriage and stuff like that.
Exactly.
By the way, Shayla just said she just registered. Great.
All right,
so
Shayla.
happy for that. Lady R and Raul saying they can't wait.
Awesome.
I'm glad you guys are coming. Yeah. Okay. So Anna says, yes, John, don't make it your cornerstone. Yeah. I agree with that. We should not have that much faith in people that something like that can mess us up. Okay. So what I want to know is from the chimes, but I'm going to ask April. My question to you is, babe, do you lose? Be honest.
Okay.
Be completely honest.
Ooh, I
Do
don't know
you
what
lose a
question-
little bit of faith in marriage when a great couple falls?
I hate to say, but yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I've had it where
Now let me ask you a different
somebody's
question.
not famous, but that I looked up to, and they got a divorce. And I mean, I was like, dog, like, it's like, can couples
Can this work?
Can this work? Not, and I don't doubt me and you.
And that's what I was gonna ask you. Does it
But-
carry over into our relationship? Does it? And why doesn't it if it doesn't? Like,
It doesn't.
if
Only
you lose faith
because-
in marriage, are you losing faith in marriage, or are you losing is it losing faith in the institution of marriage, or are you losing faith in the people?
It's the institution of marriage. It's
Wow.
the people. It's just marriage in general for everyone.
Okay.
Not my marriage,
Okay.
but that's because I know my marriage. I don't know other people's marriage. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking up here saying, you see what I'm saying? It's like,
Yes.
I know the in and outs of our marriage.
Yes.
But when I look at other people's and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're so wonderful. I just love them. And then they split. I'm like, what the heck? So you mean to tell me what I was looking at, there was something else going on
Yeah.
that would cause you to split?
Right.
Because like I know there's trouble in marriages.
Right.
I mean,
But-
we've
but
had
not-
issues.
but not so
we
much
have
to
brought
make
our
it
issues
split.
on this show.
We do every
Okay,
week.
so
Talk about.
look, they know all about the issues. Okay,
They know our issues.
So I'm not saying that that's not the case, but to the point to make you say I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what makes me be like, yo,
Right.
how
What in the world?
is this possible?
Okay, so let me tell you what I do. You know how when you find out, and this might be a bad example, but I got to give an illustration. You know
Okay.
how when you find out somebody that you know has COVID, the first
This is not a good example. I'm gonna just tell you that right
I think
now.
it is. Let me tell you why. I'm asking the chimes right now, and you can answer too, man. What's
You
the
got some
first?
chimes that's had COVID.
Maybe. What's the first question you ask
Oh, that's true.
when you find out whether or not somebody got COVID?
How did you get COVID?
No, that's
Are
not the
you
first-
vaccinated?
Are you vaccinated?
Yes.
Were they vaccinated? That's the first thing you ask.
Listen.
Okay, now,
I don't
why do you
even-
ask that
listen,
question?
I don't even. I know I'm about to go. But I don't even care if I should not ask that question.
You never even think. You
I just
listen.
ask
Listen.
it. Look, Kim knew that was the question.
Are they vaccinated? Listen. You ask it like reflexively. Like the moment they start saying the word COVID, you're forming already. Are they vaccinated?
Right.
And, okay. Why do you ask that question?
Because I need to know the details. I need to know.
Okay, that's
I need,
not-
No, I know why.
Tell me why.
Because I'm vaccinated.
And
So I need to know if I can get it.
there you go. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. And this is what I want to know. This is what happens to me. Okay. So
And then I want to know how you got it.
correct. Because
then it's
now
like,
I want to
okay, I'm
know, are there
vaccinated,
practices?
but were you wearing a mask?
Correct.
Or were you around people with no mask on?
Because
Were
I'm
you-
saying,
you know what
to myself the whole time, am I doing stuff right now that could possibly get me that maybe are dangerous practices? I want to make sure I'm not doing the same stuff. Okay, so
Right.
here's what happens
That's
to
a
me
good
in this
example,
situation.
babe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is what happened to me in this situation, right? I saw the headline that the Currys were getting divorced. Immediately what happened, the first thing, I wasn't even trying to, I immediately felt a little bit of cynicism toward marriage. I was like, dang, can anybody stay married these days? It was like, what? And then I had to fight that. But the next thing I said was, I need to know the details.
Right.
Because see,
When
if
you
a
know
couple
the details, then
yes.
you can say, oh, wow.
Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to be
know?
honest with you, and I hate that this is true.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw that there was infidelity involved, I was immediately relieved.
Wow.
You know why?
You didn't want it to just be that they were just having difficulty with it, or they
Yes.
grew apart.
Yes.
Or,
You know why?
Yeah.
Because immediately I say to myself, okay, we're safe.
Oh,
We'll be okay. We're not gonna get
Look,
divorced. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's gonna happen to us
listen.
because we don't have infidelity. See, I'm saying
see
maybe
what
that's a
Keisha
bad
said.
practice though. Maybe it's a bad practice to do all that because I think anybody could.
I think that's a bad practice.
Yeah, but either way it goes, I'm just telling you what I did. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it too. But I'm saying once I found out the details and I started to realize
Mm-hmm.
how different their situation was from ours, it actually made me feel a little bit better. And the reality is because I think I saw a little bit of ourselves in them. When I looked at them, I said, man, they like each other just
like
like me and
sports
April.
together.
Man, it
They're-
looks like they
yeah,
like
they're-
sports,
yeah,
just like me
yeah,
and April.
yeah.
They probably listen to music together, just like me and April. They probably be singing in the shower together,
So-
just like me and
so
April.
you just
They
went
probably
on and-
harmonize together, just like me and April.
So
Now-
you went and created this huge narrative.
same like you.
Okay.
We both had a narrative.
Okay.
So my point is, the moment I find out that somebody else's situation is
So
different
then you
than
do
mine,
think about us.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. Now, let me just say this. I don't have any doubts about our relationship being able to make it. But what happens is I can't help but think, what are they doing different from us? And I want to make sure that what they're doing is different, and what got them their results was different from what we're doing. Because then I'm like, okay, we're okay.
Well, you're not an NBA player, first of all, and you ain't got no money.
You got that. I ain't got no money. And listen, ain't no groupies following me.
Listen, so they got a bunch of stuff they doing that's different from us.
Everything's different from us.
Okay. So when you are an NBA player and you got money, then you need to worry about that.
You're right. You're right. Now, let me say this, though. I do think what Keisha said earlier is extremely important, because even though we're different, and so I think there's this feeling that, okay, we're safe, whew, we're good. But I think that's bad.
I don't think like that.
I actually think, Aaron said John going hard for number one today. So I actually,
Aaron, you're right.
I actually
Let me
feel
say
like,
some stuff.
I actually feel like,
well, Jaleesa likes my jokes, so maybe I'll get team paper for my jokes.
I actually feel like we're in trouble every time we find a difference in somebody else's situation, and what we come away with is, oh, good, we're safe. That's a problem.
That is a problem,
I think
honey.
what we
I
should
do
be
not
doing,
think like that, because nobody is safe. Look, and the only reason why I say that is because you are human.
yes,
Okay, so nobody is safe.
yes.
But I do believe, and I'm not trying to push our intimacy
Jaleesa
stuff.
just said pastors have groupies too.
Jaleesa, I held back from saying that.
Corey said John has NBA talent. Be nice,
Jaleesa.
April.
That's true, he does.
I may have had. That ain't no more.
He
You know what I'm
had.
saying?
He did.
Ain't no way in the world now.
You got NBA coach talent now, babe. NBA coach talent. So
Gabe said my jumper's not as sweet as Dell's. That is true, but almost.
yeah. So Jaleesa, I was going to say that because I have experienced pastor groupies. Okay, I have experienced that, but they don't look as good as the groupies from there.
Pastor groupies don't have plastic
know,
surgery and all that.
His groupies from the church, they aight. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. I got nothing to worry about.
But what were you saying though? Because I was talking about I was saying why it is that we shouldn't feel safe. I think that's a dangerous position for us to be like, oh, we're safe.
It is, and I was saying that you should not ever think that.
I think it should be a time to examine our intimacy.
Let me tell you something. If you think, ooh, we're safe, great. What you're going to do is you're not going to work on your intimacy. You're not going to do specific things to try to keep that thing going.
I agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Gabe is Team April. Look at that. So
I actually think this is a good time to plug this intimacy assessment. Like
okay,
dead
go
serious.
ahead and plug it.
I really think.
Me. I'm supposed to be pressing the buttons.
Go ahead.
John always
Press the button,
don't let
girl.
Me press no buttons.
Press the button.
See what he doing, Primo?
You need to hurry
He
up,
not letting
man.
me. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want the same song? That's
What
what
you
we did
talking
last
about?
time. We did that last time.
So
with that
you
one.
just you were just about
Do
to
this
press
one.
it, babe. Go.
Anyway, so we have an intimacy assessment that you can take. It's free. YourTotalIntimacy.com. And here's what we feel. We feel like situations like these, when somebody you look up to ends up getting divorced, it's a time for you to be like, Sorry, this probably shouldn't use this song. Anyway, the point is, go to YourTotalIntimacy.com and you can actually check. I don't know. You can check in right now and see where your intimacy is in your relationship. And I'm saying that's just a way of checking. Just a check-in. My wife, man. Let me tell you something. My wife
I can't help it.
literally cannot help but
can't
dance
help it.
when music is played.
Who is like that in the
She can't help.
What chimes like
There's-
that?
there's nothing she
we
can
gotta
do.
go back
You know
because
what I'm
I think there's some Jessica talking about
Get it, April.
There are some comments that we missed
There are.
that I want to go back and read.
But here's the point before we read the comments.
Okay.
Take the opportunity when you see someone that you looked up to that didn't necessarily make it for whatever reason, something happened in their relationship. Use that as an opportunity to check your own intimacy.
I was just about to say, instead of
Intimacy
saying
check.
we're good,
Right.
it should be, you know what? Let me go. Let's do something.
Let's check our stuff.
Let's check our stuff.
Yeah, make sure we're okay.
Let's do an intimacy check.
Let's
Let's
do it.
talk.
Yeah.
And then let's do something. Let's go on a date. Let's have some quality time together. Let's do the do. Those are things
Do the
that
do,
I'm
the
just
do.
saying. Those
I
are
agree.
things that have to happen
I agree.
to keep that thing strong, because I'm telling you, ain't no way their intimacy was good. Ain't no
it
way.
can't be. No.
Not with what she's saying
No.
here when she said he cheated. And then she cheated on him, according to him. He
Right.
called her out. He let
Right.
everybody know.
Right.
Oh, you gonna tell everybody I cheated on you? Okay, then I'm gonna let everybody know you cheating on me, or that you cheated on me.
Right. They
I
went
don't
back.
know.
They went tit for tat on that one.
That's a little much, though.
Okay,
I feel like that's a little too much.
So
to be doing.
Karen says, I think it speaks to the comparison in us as humans when we
The
are
compassion.
I'm sorry, the compassion. Thank you, baby. Reading is fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
When we are sad about other people's divorce. So she
Okay.
thinks it's okay to be sad when other people get divorced because that maybe just
that
is
the
a
compassion. You're
compassion
right.
piece.
Because we know,
Maybe- but
we
it
haven't
could- it could be
experienced
that.
divorce, but I've had people tell me that divorce is like literally losing a family member.
Yes, it's like
it's like a
dying.
death.
That's what they say.
That's
they
what
say
they
you
say.
grieve after
you
divorce
grieve,
like that.
and I'm like, because sometimes we're thinking, people have divorce parties and all this kind of stuff. So you thinking, oh, they're happy now,
Right. Nah, bruh.
but their life has totally changed.
It is.
So it's
So
is
maybe that is
something-
what that is.
Yeah,
so we
I
don't
like
have to feel
that
bad
way
about
to think
that.
about it. I
All right,
like
Kay
that way.
says the only way a marriage works is if both people don't give up no matter what. At any point, one or both people can give up. I just accept that reality. That's the reality of marriage. So I'm not disappointed. It's a choice.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something.
I feel you. I feel you, Kay.
That is true. And we've talked about this, and we were going to actually have a live on this. I think we were going to,
Oh, on what?
on this, I'm about to bring it up.
Yeah.
And that is when you said to me, y'all, we were having a little argument. I don't remember how long ago this was. It was a few months ago.
It was recently?
Was it the summer? Yeah, I think it was over the summer.
And I said something wrong?
And you said to me, and it made me upset, but you said to me, why you always got to be happy?
Oh.
I can't even comprehend that statement.
We're gonna do a podcast on that.
We are. Okay.
The
we're gonna do a podcast on that. Yeah.
idea that I think at least, that American marriages focus too much on happiness. Meaning, it's okay to be happy in marriage, obviously, but what if you're not happy right now? Is there something wrong with your marriage? Not necessarily.
And see, that's what I was trying to say to you. I was trying to say to you that, of course, you're not always going to be happy, but you always want to be. And see, that's what you would say, like, why you always wanting to be happy? And I'm like, what kind of, how do you respond?
I don't remember saying that.
You wouldn't. Because see, now that I'm saying it again, you realize that sounds crazy.
Well, I don't know that I said it in the first place.
Okay, we won't talk about that.
Okay, Anna says, we shouldn't judge God's institution of marriage based on its members any more than you should judge him by the members of his church. Okay, so this was crazy, though. I agree with that statement, but the reality is that people do judge the church all the time by church people. That's how, it's like human nature. It's almost like it's inescapable.
It is inescapable.
And which is why we always talk about at church how important it is that we are representing God the right way, because people that don't know anything about God are making up their minds about God based on how we act. And there are single people all over the place basing their...
Everyone judges the church because of the people.
Correct. Even though that might not be the right thing to do. It's
not
what
the
we
right
do. It's human
thing,
nature.
but- right.
I'm saying there are people who aren't married now who are making up their minds right now based on your marriage that they don't want to be married. Based on our marriage, based on somebody, you know what I'm saying, based on Dell and Sonya's marriage. You know what I'm saying? So that's anyway, that's tough.
So I just got a message from my friend on a message saying, oh no, April, are you getting sick? I am. See, I sound so bad. So I
April
am
is not
sick, y'all.
She's just losing her voice. It's the first week of school, second week of school.
I don't have the Rona.
No
I
Rona.
could get the Rona.
Right, but she don't have that Rona.
Pray that I don't.
Right.
But there is renovations going on in my school building.
She's been breathing
and
in a lot
I'm
of stuff.
actually
She's hoarse.
highly allergic to dust.
Yes, that's
so
all it is.
This is actually good compared to 2 weeks ago.
It's way better.
I was dead
Lord
2
have
weeks
mercy.
ago.
But we're
So-
actually using these mics because her voice is weaker. We can't
Right.
use the regular mic
Right.
because of that. Anyway, Madeline says, I don't lose faith when I see people I look up to when I see people that I look up to separate or divorce. I feel sad for them, and then I wonder what happened.
Yes. I always wonder what happened, because I think what you said earlier, if I'm able to find out what happened, then I can say, okay, I get it.
Right.
You know what
You
I'm
want
saying?
understanding.
I want understanding.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I have actually had friends to get divorced, and I'm talking about sick to my stomach, like
Yeah.
not being able to sleep because I cannot believe that happened.
Right.
And because selfish reasons as well. You know, you don't have the same, you don't have your couple relationship anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that does affect it.
You're still cool.
Right.
You're definitely
But
still
it definitely
tight with
changes
them.
the dynamic.
But it does. It changes
Yeah,
the dynamic. And you kind of
that's
miss
true.
that couple
You
friendship.
do. We used to go out and do stuff together as
Right.
the four of us. And
a
then
little
that goes away.
selfish,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
it is what it is. So.
Gabe says, hey, baby, let's check our stuff.
In a Barry White.
White
Oh, I
voice.
can do that with my voice. Here we go. Hey, baby. I was deeper in the morning. I'm deeper in the morning. let's check our stuff. Ooh, my voice is y'all. I need to get my voice. I sound like Barry White.
So Primo says one marriage is enough to care about. I'm surprised by no
Yeah.
divorce or infidelity.
Oh, you're surprised.
He's not surprised. He's saying.
Yeah, what he's saying
Because he's saying
is
he worried about his
surprised,
own marriage.
But he's saying he's surprised by no divorce.
No,
Yes.
I am surprised by no divorce or infidelity. I think
Exactly. He's surprised by when people
When people
aren't
don't
getting
have it.
divorced.
Oh,
and
I
there's
see.
no
Okay,
infidelity. He's
okay.
shocked when he sees
is that what you mean, Primo?
That is what he means.
Okay.
So you need to be Team April if I'm right.
And Anna says she 100% agrees. Okay, she out here screaming on these kids. Who's her superintendent? That's a very good question, Gabe. Who is April's superintendent? maybe that's the problem. I think the problem is who is your direct boss, and will that boss be in your classroom tomorrow?
Oh my goodness, I think he will.
Yes, that's the other question.
I'm not gonna yell at the kids no
See,
more.
Corey says the key to a happy marriage is to not get married. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
This is what I'm saying.
That is what people
like
say.
Corey are saying that based on this right here.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
when we were talking last week about, men be leaving stuff in the sink, all hairs in the sink, and stepping out on the mat and it's wet and all that stuff.
Talking about hygiene.
I mean, you heard Tam, she was like, no
Right,
thanks.
right,
I'm saying
exactly.
when you hear about all these things, but marriage is a beautiful thing, and you can be in a happy, I'm going to use that word. You can be in a happy marriage. I'm in a happy marriage.
I am
even
too.
though that we have issues sometimes.
Even though we're not
I'm
happy
saying,
every day necessarily.
Right.
There are times we have less happy times.
Listen,
I would characterize our marriage as happy overall, though.
Of
even
course.
if we have times that I can't remember very often, except more recently. We had this thing, we told you guys about it, where we decided to be honest, transparent, and vulnerable with each other. And it really created some tense times in the house. We probably went a week, maybe 2.
It was 2 weeks.
Where it was like, I would say I would not characterize our marriage as happy during those 2 weeks.
Right.
What, you agree with that?
I agree. I was not happy.
Yeah,
I wasn't unhappy.
I'm just saying
I
saying
guess
in that 2 week period is when I realized. There you go.
I definitely wasn't
That's
the
what
happy
I'm
that I
saying.
normally am.
I realized then that we're normally happy
But
based on the way things were going that week.
Right, but I'm gonna say this. So listen to this.
Yeah.
When I'm happy, I'm like, marriage is great. Oh my goodness, they're getting divorced. Oh, what happened, right?
Yes.
When we are not happy,
Yes.
and I don't know if you do this, I'm confessing something. You confessed something earlier, so I'm confessing.
Yes.
I say to myself, and this may not be right, if our marriage stays like this for the rest of our if this never changed,
you gonna do a Sonya Curry?
if this never changed, I don't know.
You have admitted that before, but you didn't get close to saying that you would actually leave me.
No, I didn't.
You never finished the sentence.
I'm just saying that I didn't finish the sentence because
you don't actually believe that.
no.
Bet not.
Listen, when that happens, I can understand more.
Right.
I mean, let me say that.
Right.
Let me say that.
Primo says,
Okay.
I mean, I've seen so many bright lights fizzle, I'm no longer surprised
Exactly.
at all.
Exactly.
So I think you're saying what I was saying.
So no, he was saying what I was saying.
No.
So Team April. Okay. What up,
Orlando says,
Orlando's?
what's up, Orlando? My granddad would jokingly say when preaching, you never know what true happiness is until you get married, and then it's too late.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my
in
goodness.
his preacher voice, too. Goodness. Man, granddad.
Wow. And then the organ start playing. Orlando start playing the organ.
Yeah, well, Orlando. I think he plays
think
that
he
too.
does, yeah.
I
He
know he plays the
plays-
drums, but I don't know if he plays
I think he
the
does.
keys too.
I thought I heard him playing the keys one time.
Rocky be playing the keys. You know what I'm saying? Be killing them
Yes.
too.
Look, Jessica already Team April. I love me some
Madeline
Jessica.
says, John, I could attest to that. I have a happy marriage. Yes, you do.
Yes,
yes,
you
that's
do.
true.
I love you guys, by the way. So just
you
know
got-
you are
yeah.
a couple that I look at and
You're
go,
definitely an
"Oh,
inspiration."
You're one of those couples.
So we have couples that we feel are inspirations to us.
Right.
We have them, and I think everybody has them. And I'm not certain that I would say that. Let me not say that. Here's what I'm going to confess.
Well, I wasn't done.
Go ahead. With your
Are you
confession.
going to remember that?
Yes, I will. Go ahead.
You sure?
I promise.
Okay. So what I was saying was when we're going through times like that,
Yes.
I'm way more I'm understanding about people who divorce. Like
Right. Of course.
definitely.
Yes,
Like
yes,
I am
yes.
not the one to be like, mm-mm.
Right.
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 Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
But during that time,
Because-
you're like, I get it for real.
Oh man. During those times, I'm like,
You're like, if it was like this all the time, man, I can't see how
I
somebody can
would
stay with
say
somebody.
I don't know how I could do it.
Right.
I'm talking about if it's long lasting. And I'm one that I'm always wanting to be happy.
Right.
So some other people may be okay living that. I don't see how, I don't see how people can be in relationships where it's most of the time when it's more of them being unhappy than happy.
Right. You can't see how that
I don't,
is
and
sustainable.
I commend.
Right.
I commend those people.
Yeah.
Because that's a patience.
Yeah.
That's a godly patience.
I think those people probably don't have their personal happiness as the most important thing. They maybe their loyalty is the most important thing. So
Right.
they say, no
That's
matter what,
true.
I'm gonna stick with it.
That's true.
Or maybe they're very competitive and they say, I'm not going to be beat by this. I'm not going to let this defeat me. So I think some people just have.
And I have that, which is why we work it out.
Correct.
Because I'm like, I ain't living like this.
Because we will defeat these bulges
this is
right
not
here.
happening.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what's going on. We're going to defeat that joint.
I'm not living like this.
Okay, Wanda
Okay.
says, I've been married 35 years. Some years are better than others. We are committed to one another, thick and thin. That's how we are, too.
And we are, too.
And I
know
would
I'm
say,
saying this,
I would
but
say,
what
looking
I'm
back over our
saying
20 years, we
is-
do have some years that were better than others. But
yeah,
overall,
definitely.
I feel like we've had a happy marriage.
And I am not saying that I would leave you,
I
babe.
know that.
But what I am saying is,
You better not.
when I get to those times and we're in those times, I understand people who leave more because I'm thinking,
Courtney
if
says
it
cheaper
was
to
like
keep 'em
this,
anyway.
it is cheaper to keep them, Courtney. You're right. And right now, people say out there it is hard in them streets. So.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Anyway.
So I want to
Go
get
back.
into
You
that.
said Dell.
That's the last thing we're going to talk about before we go.
Okay.
I'm going to get into that in a second. But here's what I want to say about Dell and Sonya. So if you were to ask me about my top 10, black couples that are famous or whatever, I think I would have them in it.
Really?
I think so. I was about to say earlier, I don't think they were in my top 10, but as I think about it, I
Top
can't
10?
I can't think of 10. I can't think of 10 really great couples that are like in entertainment that I look up to. But if somebody were to mention them, I would say, oh yeah, definitely Sonya and Dell Curry. I would have definitely said that. Okay. So having said that, what I want to know is it dangerous for me to have a top 10?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Oh, look at Cynthia, man.
Team April
My
already
peeps.
too.
I love my peeps.
Okay,
man.
now that's my last question. I want you to tell me about that because we read some stuff, and we're not going to get into it, but there was somebody on Twitter who was basically saying he didn't think that Dell and Sonya should get divorced simply because they may think it's easier out there in them single streets than they realize. And both of them were saying, y'all old now. You're going to be out there trying to get with young people, and you don't know what you're getting into.
He was making some good old jokes about that. He was like, they're gonna be out there having folk doing TikTok and all that.
Yeah. He gonna have to learn the latest TikTok.
He gonna have to learn the latest TikTok.
He said something about him drinking charcoal ice cream and stuff like that. All these fads and junk. You know what I'm saying?
No more a pecan, butter pecan.
Yeah,
no
people
more
don't eat butter pecan no more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So my point is that sometimes maybe we don't realize that we have, but see, in their situation it might be different though. See, I didn't know. I heard about those tweets prior to really knowing what was going on with the Currys.
Yeah.
Now that I know that there's been such a long history of infidelity, I'm not sure that's that easy to come back from.
I know.
I think
When it's
infidelity is
multiple-
very difficult
and
to come back
multiple
from.
times, and both of you.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
That's what I'm saying.
That's too big.
So clearly they had intimacy issues.
But they kept that thing on the low.
They must have.
They kept that thing on the low. So, and it said she was not trying to tell nobody. But I need to go back here because Anthony, no, I ain't leaving John. Okay.
He says, April not gonna leave you, fam. You guys are a perfect fit. If she tries to leave you, just stand up outside her job with no shirt on yelling April 11 times. Now, hold on. I can do that 3 months from now, but if I take my shirt off now, that's not that. That's just gonna scare the public. You know,
Yeah,
that's not.
oh, please. It is not even like that. You look good right now, babe.
Thank you, babe. But Brian says divorce knows no color, creed, financial status, etc.
You're right.
It's a reality in the world, just like racism. It's the norm.
It's the norm.
So should we be shocked anymore?
Wow.
At some point, we'll become indifferent when in the news. Focus more on your own doing all you can than the hopes or fears when others fail. That's good advice.
And that's great advice. And it's so true because I guess my whole thing is when I see that we are having some trouble, like I am quick to be like, we need to fix this.
Right.
You know,
Let's
like
get on
I
this
feel like
joint.
I feel like you need to do that thing on the front end. Like you need to get that thing,
Nip it in the bud.
nip it in the bud as soon as you. I think that's why when we say we've had it's just like 2 weeks.
Right.
That's my like. We're not trying to be going.
Right. That's a long
month.
time for us.
Now, only one time we did have it where it was like a month or two.
That was
After
my cancer.
That was after your cancer. That was a whole
different.
nother thing.
It's
You were going through something. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm just saying, like,
Corey says, you're right, April. It's really slim pickings out here in these streets.
I know. That's what I'm hearing, man.
Okay,
I'm like,
thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay.
Yes,
Sierra
I do
and
like
Russell
them.
Wilson are one of
I
mine,
do like
too.
them.
And by the way, people say April sounds like Sierra when she talks
Listen,
because she's from Atlanta.
I'm going to just tell y'all, I listened to her and I could not believe.
She thought it was herself.
I thought, I'm not kidding you. Like, I was shocked because you know people say that and you're like,
Right.
yeah, whatever.
Right.
No, for real, like it's scary. maybe not with my Barry
Yeah, not right
White
now.
right now, but
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, no, I was gonna say something that you said too. You said Sierra Russell, but so I really like man, what's his name? When the glory comes, he'll be out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The pianist guy.
Yeah, what's his
Chrissy Teigen.
Yes,
and,
Chrissy Teigen.
And his name is
I love them.
John Legend.
Yes.
John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. I'm
They
glad
are- they
I
are
got
really
it before the
cute.
chime.
Now,
That was good.
Now, Chrissy,
Are you proud of me?
I am proud of you.
I remember
Good
that.
job.
Thank you.
Now, I heard that she was being
doing something.
a
bully, a cyber bully.
But she apologized. People aren't perfect. I
Right.
mean, but I do like them together. I think they're cute. Yes.
Thanks, Kay. I got it. Okay, a couple more here, babe. Wu says they've been acting single for decades.
Really?
And see, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. But that's what they're saying. Like, I'm hearing that.
And
too.
he
Like,
says, I've heard they were wild for a while.
yes, and I heard that she was wild, but I heard that she got wild or got back to being wild, I guess, based on what Wu was saying, when she started being on camera cheering for her boys.
Yes. So what I heard was back when Steph was still at Davidson and he was in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So when Steph Curry went to Davidson was not a great school, and they made it into the NCAA tournament and went really far. I think they went to the Final Four that year or something like that.
Okay.
And every game, he was hitting threes from all over the place and doing like he does now.
Right.
And so he really made a name for himself. And all during that time, the camera kept cutting to his mom, who is very pretty, who
Right.
back then was, even prettier than she is now.
Right.
She was a lot younger, everything,
Right.
whatever. And so
she
what I
was
heard is that she
cheering
started
hard too.
correct, but
Right.
I heard she started getting a lot of sweatage from
Yes.
that, and that turned into a couple other things. By the way, Brian Godin says it's dangerous if your own marriage isn't in your top 10. It don't have to be number one, but it darn well should be. It shouldn't be 10.
Yeah, but you ain't no celebrity. John ain't no NBA player making
That's
money.
true. You're right.
But that's all right, baby.
Anthony
I
said he
still
feels
love
me,
you.
babe. He said he got this first trimester baby that he's been carrying around for about a year now. He got that COVID baby that he's been working on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Gabby's here. It's the one that be
Wow,
wild.
but we don't know.
That's
Weird
right.
props to them.
Keeping
that
tight secrets.
Exactly.
That's true.
No, seriously,
You're right.
that's a tight secret to keep.
That's true.
Because I really didn't know. I had no clue. So hearing all, I'm like, wow.
Angus said people thought they were perfect because they were both light skinned.
Oh.
We may have been giving them credit
Why
just for
would
being
you say-
light skinned. He might be right. We may just make an assumption that they light skinned. They must be okay.
I am so done. I am so done.
So many people said John Legend. Thank you guys. You knew I was
Yes.
gonna remember it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Celebrities should just stay single. That's what Courtney Weston said.
And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, why are you even? What's happening here? Hey,
Nathaniel Gracia, thank you, man. Yes, we're trying to be relevant, man. We're trying to take the topics that are happening right then and try to talk about them and what that would mean for our lives right now.
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
we're hoping that this will lead you to come and check us out for our free live event that's coming up.
Which one?
This one. How to Fire Up Your Sex Life 2. This is August 30th at 8 p.m. Register at sexlife.justjohnandapril.com. We're going to be talking there about the 3 things that steal your intimacy. 3 intimacy killers.
Yes.
We want to expose those and tell you how to get rid of them so that you can fire up your sex life. And we believe that you'll actually benefit from this. So go register now. sexlife.justjohnandapril.com. It is next week, Monday at 8 p.m., August the 30th. We'll be right here, not in this exact spot. We'll have a private Facebook group that you'll join in order for us to be able to do it.
It's not live. I mean, it's not. What am I saying?
It's private,
it's not for everybody.
so
it's
we
private,
get to say stuff we
so
wouldn't normally say.
Whatever we want to say.
Yes. So make sure you sign up and join us for that, and we'll be excited to have you.
What
and
up,
that
Adams?
is coming up.
What up, Mr. Adams?
Yeah, what's the deal, man? All right, babe. We're closing the show now.
And he's right. It's hard to be married in today's society. I would say, would you say it's harder now than back in the day?
Do you think it's hard? Yeah, I think it's harder now than back in the day to stay married. I think there's probably more things that are stealing our intimacy than were available, 50 years ago.
That is true.
But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
they stayed with each other 50 years ago.
They did. But
even when they didn't want to.
But I think they just stayed together.
So what do you think about that? Do you think that's good? I mean, I know I'm going into something else.
I would say that one improvement now in these days is I think we have more authenticity now. I think people are not willing to stay married just because somebody else says you're supposed to.
Right.
I think that's a positive thing in some ways.
I
would rather people stay married and really be trying to work on their marriage as opposed to I have to be in this because society says I have to. So
or I
you know
have to
what I'm
be
saying?
in this because of the kids.
Right.
Like I feel like if you're going to be in it, you need to work on it and then try to stay together.
But I would say what I would rather have is people who are committed to the idea that marriage is not going to be perfect and that marriage is supposed to help me grow. Listen, this is what I'm going to say in the other episode. I don't think the number one purpose of marriage is happiness. I think the number one purpose of marriage is your salvation.
I was just about to say,
I think God is literally saving your butt through your marriage. It's the first time you have to be unselfish in a way that you don't have to be any other time in life.
I will be Team John.
That's what I think.
Statement.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
Team
right.
John or Team April tonight. Which one are you? You know what I'm saying? So if you are Team John, use the thumbs up. If you're Team April, you can use the heart emoji.
If you're Team John,
you can just put it in the
April,
chat as well. Whatever you want to do.
You can do the laughy face.
Exactly.
But no, you're so right because I feel like I have grown so much in so many different areas because of this marriage.
Me too.
That there's no way I would have.
Areas,
and I think the Lord
like nooks and crannies, like little stuff I didn't even know was an issue.
Exactly. I think the Lord put you in different things. Sometimes it's your marriage. Sometimes it's your job.
Right.
Sometimes it's relationships that aren't necessarily, intimate relationships like this.
Right.
But I mean, the Lord uses so many different ways to grow your rind so that you can go to heaven. That's all I'm saying.
Danielle said, if you don't have God in the mix,
it's so much
harder.
Actually,
Danielle, I think it's impossible.
I do too.
I think it's impossible without God in the mix.
Mr. Adams, you're right. Social media, entertainment, music has messed up how a lot of people view relationships.
That is true.
That's true.
That's very true.
Team John for that, but always Team April.
Gabriel Bruce said John's last statement brought me over to Team John.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because that was a very good statement. And I was like wanting to say that first. People were just so unhappy a long time ago, but women weren't as independent back then.
Very true,
what,
Keisha. Very true.
That is true.
I think
a lot of women stayed because they had to.
They felt like they had to, and they were stuck. And that was a very precarious position for women to be in. And so from those perspectives, I'm happy. I'm happy that now we have a little bit more authenticity in that area. People don't have to feel like they have to do it just because.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I do wish for better marriages in general.
Yes, but I do think some people need to leave.
I do too.
I'm not promoting that, but there's certain situations.
We know what we're talking about there.
And,
Team both of y'all.
Anastasia, thank you. That was a heart
Aaron Brooks and Anastasia gave me a thumbs up.
I got a heart from Anastasia too.
Where?
So she's both.
That was a long time ago. That didn't even count.
So it does too.
She changed her vote.
No. Corey said team both of y'all.
Brian,
Thanks,
why should we fight to stay with our spouse as our ancestors fought to stay with their families during slavery? We should, he said. Mm-hmm. We need to fight and move hell to stay together because hell is always against us. Satan knows that outside won't be a factor if you address the inside first. That is true.
Did the music
That's
stop?
Very true.
If it did, I'm going to play something else.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. That's good.
So we'll end with this. And y'all should give me a Team April for putting this song on. Because this thing is dope.
Hey, y'all. We're going to see y'all tomorrow morning, if you're going to join us. Tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. where we're doing our intimacy challenge, 5-day intimacy challenge. We'll get on Instagram and follow us and see what's going on. You can just go here to follow us anywhere.
Yes.
And then tomorrow
Slow
night at
jam
6.
at the end.
Yes, nice.
Sorry, I'm not even listening to you.
I
Go
know you're
ahead.
not.
Tomorrow at
6 o'clock tomorrow, we will reveal what happened. We'll talk about what's going on with our intimacy challenge and all that stuff. And then we'll see you again on Friday for our podcast episode, which will come out around 3 o'clock. All right, guys. We love you guys. And thanks for joining us tonight. And,
Bye, y'all.
what? Yeah.
Should have let them hear that a little longer. Oh, yeah, let them hear. Let them hear.
They're hearing it right now. They're hearing you, too.
Hear it.
They're hearing you, too.
I know. Turn the camera off. She gave that look. Bye, y'all.